You are not unlucky. You are not cursed. You are not excluded from the flow of divine wealth. And if you have ever stood in line, heart pounding, eyes locked on a row of numbers, whispering, "Let it be me," then hear this now. You have already been chosen. Not by a machine, not by chance, but by law. The world tells you it's all random, that some people get plucked out of the crowd, blessed by luck, kissed by fate. But I say unto you, Spirit does not play games. God does not gamble. Heaven does not throw dice across the sky, hoping for a 7. The substance of wealth is not scattered by whim, it is distributed by word, and your word is your lottery ticket. The great lie is that you must hope, guess, wait, and wish, that prosperity might smile upon you if you're good enough, lucky enough, seen enough. But truth knows no if. Law knows no delay. The divine formula that governs all supply is not hidden in numbers, it is coded in speech. It is not buried in a ticket, it is carried in your tongue. Every time you speak lack, you crumple the ticket. Every time you speak truth, the vault swings open. The spiritual jackpot does not land by surprise, it responds to authority. And authority is not felt, it is spoken. So hear me now as I stand in the place of truth and say this into the atmosphere of your life. You are not hoping for a win. You are the win. You are the formula. You are the opening through which divine wealth pours. The moment you stop calling it chance and start calling it law, the entire universe will conspire to hand you the prize you have already claimed. Say it now, and say it loud enough to shatter every lie you've ever believed. I do not hope to win. I speak as the one who has already won. And so it is. The world says, let's see what happens. The world says, maybe I'll get lucky. But the law says, speak and it shall be. The law does not wait for proof, it delivers it. The law does not observe your effort, it answers your decree. And if you would understand the mystery of sudden wealth, if you would unlock the so-called secret of a winning ticket, then you must no longer look to the lottery as chance. You must see it for what it is, a symbol of the law of demonstration. Instant manifestation, visible reversal, undeniable overflow, a miracle that does not creep in through the back door, but arrives through the front in plain view, with numbers that shout, "You have already won." But here is the key. It is not the numbers that choose you, it is your word that selects them. The one who walks in alignment with divine law is not waiting for the machine to turn in their favor. They are not hoping that fate remembers their name. They are declaring with every breath, all that is mine by divine right comes to me now, with speed, with certainty, with perfect spiritual timing. The law of demonstration does not answer desperation, it answers dominion. It does not respond to the outer world's odds, it responds to the inner world's order. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee. Not maybe, not eventually, not if you try hard enough. It shall be established. This is not fantasy. This is not delusion. This is law. And every law needs a voice to activate it. Every law waits for a word. The electricity in your home does not move until you flip the switch. The power of spirit does not surge into form until you say, "Let there be." Not casually, not conditionally, but with fire, with rhythm, with absolute spiritual authority. The winning word is not a lucky chant. It is a divine decree from one who knows their voice is law, from one who knows that speech is not for storytelling, it is for establishing the invisible into the visible. What is the lottery, then, but a metaphor? What is the jackpot but a symbol of instant visible good, delivered not by randomness, but by right alignment? You are not chasing a ticket. You are not tracking down fate. You are standing as one who no longer plays for luck, but speaks for law. And once you understand this, once you drop the belief that some have it and some don't, once you speak as one with God's economy, then whether it's a check, a gift, a reversal, or yes, a winning number, your wealth must appear. Because it is not based on chance, it is based on the decree. So I say to you now, Stop speaking uncertainty. Stop speaking hope. Speak demonstration. Speak what must be. Declare it before it shows. Decree it until the law is satisfied. Say it aloud and without apology. I now speak what must appear. I now decree visible, immediate, divine supply. The law of demonstration is mine, and it establishes every word I speak. And so it is. Stop looking for the miracle outside yourself. Stop thinking your blessing lives in a piece of paper, a machine, a sequence of digits randomly chosen from the sky. The outer ticket is not your source. The numbers on a screen are not your breakthrough. The jackpot is not in the drawer, it is in your declaration. And you must wake up to this. You are not waiting for the winning ticket. You are the ticket. You are the vessel, the voice, the vibrating match to the wealth you keep chasing. You are the spoken word in flesh. You are the divine combination. You are the one Spirit trusts with overflow. And the moment you stop acting like a hopeful contestant and start speaking as a conscious channel, the vaults that once seemed locked will break open at the sound of your voice. Say this now, not timidly, not questioningly, but with the full force of divine authority pulsing through your chest. I am the channel through which wealth must come. Again, I am the channel through which wealth must come. This is not metaphor. This is not positive thinking. This is a command. This is you standing as a spiritual instrument, hollow to the ego, open to God, activated by law. And when you say it, when you believe it, the idea of luck begins to dissolve. Because you no longer play the game of chance, you govern the realm of certainty. You no longer cast lots, you speak law. And law does not answer luck. Law answers identity. If you still see yourself as trying, hoping, maybe someday, then you've not yet stepped into the vibration of demonstration. You cannot speak from a throne while thinking like a beggar. You cannot decree from heaven while identifying with delay. You must activate the version of you who has already won before the numbers match, before the bank updates, before the world agrees. You must speak from the already, not the almost. You must train your tongue to announce overflow before it arrives, and that requires a complete and permanent divorce from the language of luck. Say it again. I am the channel through which wealth must come. Not could, not might, must. The law of demonstration requires a vessel, and that vessel is you, but not the you who waits in fear, not the you who says, I hope it's my turn. Number the you who has remembered divine lineage, the you who carries the voice of authority, the you who stands before the invisible and says, I am ready, I am aligned, I am the open door through which God pours wealth. This is your true position. This is your sacred office. You do not need to be chosen. You need to speak as the chosen one. Every time you check the ticket with trembling hands, wondering if it's yours, flip it in your mind. Ask yourself instead, have I declared today what the law must deliver? Have I spoken from overflow or from fear? Have I decreed my good or doubted my worth? Because wealth is not delayed. It is waiting on your vibration. The outcome is not suspended in mystery. It is waiting on your command. And the moment your word matches your divine role, the world must obey. Not because of paper, not because of probability, but because of power. And power flows through those who remember they are the formula. So today, stop playing. Stop circling the edge of wealth, dipping your toe in prayer while clinging to the mindset of a beggar. Step in, speak up, stand tall, and declare again, for the record and for the realm, I am the channel through which wealth must come. I do not chase tickets. I speak as the winning word. I carry the formula. I am the formula. And I now walk as the one who has already received. And so it is. There is a reason you haven't received the overflow you keep asking for. It's not because you are unworthy. It's not because God said no. It's not because you didn't visualize long enough, or affirm loud enough, or light the right candle. It's because a part of you is still afraid of big money. You say you want it, but beneath the surface there is trembling. There is guilt. There is shame. There is an ancient programming that whispers, too much will change you. Too much will make others resent you. Too much will expose you. Too much will separate you from love. And until that voice is silenced, until that spell is broken, until that fear is burned in the fire of truth, you will keep repelling the very miracle you beg God to deliver. So let us burn it now. Let us call it by name. Let us no longer pretend we are only blocked by outer events or slow timing. Let us confess what hides in the corners of consciousness. Let us say with clarity, I release the fear of sudden wealth. Again, slower and deeper. I release the fear of sudden wealth. Say it until your breath slows. Say it until your shoulders drop. Say it until your nervous system surrenders. Because the lie says sudden wealth is dangerous. The lie says only others can handle it. The lie says you're not ready. But I say unto you, you were born ready. You were born wealthy. You were born to steward more than your lineage ever imagined. You do not need to apologize for what is yours by divine inheritance. You do not need to tiptoe into your own blessing. You do not need to soften your shine to avoid judgment. Wealth is not a trap. Overflow is not a threat. Sudden money is not a curse. It is evidence of spiritual alignment. And the more you fear it, the more you delay it. But when you love it, welcome it, and stand before it without flinching, it comes not as a shock, but as a holy return. So speak again. I release the fear of sudden wealth. Let the fire of that phrase burn through the guilt you inherited. Let it torch the false humility you were taught to wear like armor. Let it clear the path for divine opulence to arrive without resistance. Now close your eyes and see it. Let your spirit show you the moment. You are holding the ticket. The numbers match. The amount is large, larger than anything you've ever seen, larger than what you were taught to expect. But instead of panic, there is peace. Instead of fear, there is clarity. You are not trembling. You are not dissociating. You are standing tall, breathing deep, heart open. The wealth is here, and you are not overwhelmed. You are ready. You were not lucky. You were not chosen by chance. You were prepared by law. You were faithful in your identity. You were steadfast in your word. And now, what you spoke has appeared. Feel it. Feel the calm. Feel the confidence. Feel the grounded joy that says, of course it is mine. Of course the numbers aligned. Of course the vault opened. I have been speaking this for years. That is the tone of the spiritually wealthy. That is the energy of those who do not run from abundance, but receive it as their birthright. There is no guilt. There is no shrinking. There is no fear of losing it. Because what spirit gives, no man can take. What law delivers, no appearance can undo. So speak one last time in this chapter, and let it become your new spiritual memory. I release the fear of sudden wealth. I do not tremble before large numbers. I stand calmly before the jackpot I have already claimed. My wealth does not shock me. It reflects me. I am the one. I am ready. And I now walk in peace with prosperity. And so it is. There comes a moment in the life of every soul when the game ends. The game of pretending you're unsure. The game of acting like you're just seeing what happens. The game of whispering declarations when no one is watching but refusing to stand in public truth. That moment, the end of spiritual flirting, the death of divine delay, is happening now. This is not a lottery of numbers. This is a lottery of identity, a lottery of the soul. And you are not being asked to play, you are being asked to claim. You are being asked to stop acting like wealth is optional. You are being asked to stop bowing to the idol of modesty while you carry the fire of multiplication in your mouth. This is not about greed. This is about governance. This is not about luck. This is about law. And the wealth you desire is not random. It is assigned. It has your name on it. It was written into the scroll of your being before you ever spoke a word on earth. But the assignment cannot be fulfilled until you say yes. Not a soft yes, not a conditional yes, not a maybe later or when I'm ready or if I get a sign. A full, irrevocable yes. The kind of yes that moves energy. The kind of yes that breaks contracts with lack. The kind of yes that spirit hears and immediately begins to deliver on. So say it now, out loud, without trembling or performance. I no longer flirt with abundance, I marry it. Again, stronger, with finality. I no longer flirt with abundance, I marry it. Let that be your vow. Let that be your union. Let that sentence be the spiritual wedding band on your finger. You will no longer speak declarations by day and contradict them with worry at night. You will no longer envision wealth on your vision board while sabotaging it in your nervous system. You will no longer pretend that a little bit is enough. You will no longer dress small, speak small, dream small, live small, while carrying the authority of a kingdom in your mouth. This is your holy appointment. This is your moment of alignment. And here is the challenge. Will you keep playing small with sacred power? Or will you step into the full dimension of the soul who was born to demonstrate abundance on a scale that humbles the intellect and glorifies God? You cannot play small and walk in dominion. You cannot fear judgment and wield creative fire. You cannot wait for safety and also command overflow. Choose. Choose now. Speak your choice. Speak your vow. Say it again. I no longer flirt with abundance. I marry it. I am faithful to my wealth. I am loyal to my overflow. I say yes to divine assignment. You are not the one knocking. You are the one being knocked for. You are not asking to be picked. You are the pick. You are the winner in spirit, and now it must be made flesh. Not because of odds, not because of numbers, but because you finally said yes, and all of heaven heard you. And so it is. Now let us move in rhythm. Let us enter the temple of spoken law. This is not a chant for comfort. It is a sword for demonstration. Each phrase is not a wish, it is a verdict. And with every line you speak, you strike the structure of false belief and install a new architecture in your subconscious mind. You are not repeating to convince, you are repeating to command. You are not speaking to ask, you are speaking to create. For the law moves when the voice is clear, the wealth arrives when the channel is open, and the overflow descends when the declaration is complete. Say this with sacred tone, the winning ticket hears my voice. Again, bolder, the winning ticket hears my voice. This is not metaphor, this is frequency. You are not chasing numbers, you are summoning them. You are not waiting for the draw, you are issuing the pull. The numbers are not outside your control, they are magnetized by your vibration. The pattern that matches your word cannot miss its mark. The energy that hears your voice cannot avoid your field. The winning ticket hears my voice. Now step deeper. Broaden your chest. Let your inner gates swing wide. I am ready for large, perfect spiritual surprise. Say it again. I am ready for large, perfect spiritual surprise. This is how you override the fear of sudden gain. This is how you dismantle the nervous system of lack. You do not fear increase, you invite it. You do not tremble before the check, you stand still and receive it. Surprise, not as chaos, but as orchestration. Surprise, not as confusion, but as fulfillment. You do not brace for blessing, you open for it. You do not question the amount, you become the steward. I am ready for large, perfect, spiritual surprise. Now burn the word luck from your vocabulary. Strip it of its false glory. Replace it with law. Say, I attract wealth by law, not luck. Again, I attract wealth by law, not luck. Let that be the new command etched into your subconscious. Let every neuron hear the shift. You are not the product of random chance. You are the demonstration of divine order. You do not beg the system to remember your name. You speak the name of law, and it bows. You do not wait for alignment. You speak it into place. I attract wealth by law, not luck. And now, for the sealing declaration, the line that turns the key in the vault of the invisible, the sentence that causes the flood to be loosed. Spirit selects me for overflow. Say it with gravity. Say it with sacred fire. Say it as the chosen one who has already won. Spirit selects me for overflow. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are not unworthy. You are the one. You are selected. And overflow has been waiting for your voice to say yes. Again, Spirit selects me for overflow. And so it is. If something shifted in you, if your breath deepened, if your shoulders relaxed, if your chest felt heat, if your eyes welled up with the quiet realization that you are not waiting for the miracle, but already standing in the middle of it, then don't let this moment dissolve into silence. Don't scroll past what Spirit just unlocked. Seal it with your word. Anchor it with your declaration. Every transformation must be claimed, not just felt. Every shift in consciousness must be confirmed by speech. That is how heaven knows you are ready. That is how the unseen makes itself visible. That is how the law responds, not to feeling alone, but to final decree. So I invite you now, not as an algorithmic trick, not as a digital routine, but as a sacred act of alignment, to speak your name into this moment, to mark your consciousness with a phrase that turns what you heard into what you are. Write it in the comments, not for me, but for you. Let your own eyes see the sentence that carries your wealth. Let your own fingers type the truth that your spirit has finally accepted. Say this: I am the formula. I overflow now. Again, slowly, reverently. I am the formula. I overflow now. And if this space feels like home, if this voice calls your soul into deeper remembrance, subscribe not for content, but for covenant. Return not for entertainment, but for alignment. Stay near the fire that reshapes you. This is not a channel. It is a chamber of law, and you have just spoken your name in its center. And so it is. The world believes in randomness. The world bows at the altar of chance. It crosses fingers, tosses coins, wears lucky socks, knocks on wood, and whispers to the stars, maybe this time, maybe today. But I speak not to the world. I speak to the soul who is ready to exit superstition and enter spiritual certainty. I speak to the one who is done hoping and now commands. I speak to the one who sees the numbers not as fate, but as form, temporary symbols responding to an eternal law. You are not tossed in the sea of probability. You are anchored in the ocean of divine order. There is a law greater than chance, and it is always active, always listening, always arranging matter to reflect belief. It is called the law of expectancy, and it is not influenced by hope, but by knowing. It does not respond to the frantic desire of the desperate. It responds to the silent authority of the aligned. When you expect to be passed over, you are. When you expect to fall short, you do. When you expect to win, you begin to attract the form of your inner decree. Not someday, not if the odds shift, but the moment the vibration matches the vision. Now here is the trap. Many attempt to expect while still worshiping lack. They say the words of wealth, but hold the belief of failure. This is why we must pair expectancy with the law of substitution. For every false belief must be replaced, not resisted. You cannot simply deny poverty. You must speak its opposite. You cannot just silence fear. You must install faith. You cannot leave the altar of superstition and stay empty. You must fill it with sacred speech. Where the old belief stood, the new one must now govern. If you once said, "I never win," you must now say, "I am the winner the law cannot ignore." If you once believed, "I'm not the type," you must now declare, "I am the exact match for divine overflow." Not maybe, not almost, exact. Let me give you the metaphor to carry this truth into your bones. Imagine that your belief is the winning number, not the paper, not the draw, not the ticket. but the vibration in your core. Every moment you walk around saying, "I'll try," you distort the digits. Every time you say, "maybe one day," you blur the combination. But when you stand still in spiritual fire and say, "It is mine by law, and I expect it now," the numbers align. Not because they are magical, but because they are obedient to the voice of law. Your belief is the jackpot number. Say it now. My belief is the number that wins. Say it again. I expect wealth, and therefore I receive it. I substitute all doubt with divine decree. And from this moment forward, let superstition be burned from your vocabulary. Let lucky charms become sacred commands. Let hoping become knowing. Let wishing become word. For the law is not random, and neither is your reward. And so it is. You were never meant to wait and see. You were meant to speak and know. The numbers on the page, the amounts in the account, the digits on the check, the balance in the ledger, these are all echoes, shadows, reflections of something spoken long before they appeared. The world waits to believe until it sees. But the one who walks in divine law speaks before the evidence, not after. And in that sacred sequence, the unseen begins to arrange itself. You do not wait for the numbers to confirm your truth. You command the numbers to mirror your word. This is the divine formula. I see it, I speak it, I receive it. Say it slowly. Let it root into your nervous system. I see it, I speak it, I receive it. This is the method of spirit. This is the law of the voice. The moment you see it with the eyes of faith and give it shape through the tongue of truth, the numbers have no choice but to form. The subconscious does not obey hope. It obeys repetition. It obeys vibration. And every time you speak what must be, rather than what seems to be, your inner world sharpens into magnetic alignment. You become a signal the law cannot ignore. You become the mold that reality must pour itself into. So here is your task. Stop watching the numbers with anxiety and start speaking over them with authority. When you open your bank app, speak into the digits. When you pay your bills, decree over the totals. When you write your affirmations, include the amounts, and not as if you're guessing or begging, but as if you're giving them their instructions. Say aloud, "This number is not final. My voice will change this. The law responds to me, and increase must occur." You are not passive. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of a spreadsheet. You are the cause behind the calculation. Speak the numbers before you see them. Your subconscious needs to become familiar with abundance, not shocked by it, not skeptical of it, but completely, effortlessly aligned with it. Begin to speak amounts that stretch you, not to manipulate, but to condition your receiving mechanism. Say, "I receive $10,000 in divine surprise." Say, "I am the recipient of six-figure supply under grace." Say, 7 digits are normal to me. I hold them without fear." You are not lying. You are training. You are not faking. You are forming. Every repetition is a spiritual rehearsal, and what you rehearse, you magnetize. Here's the truth. The numbers are waiting for your instruction. They are not autonomous. They are not in rebellion. They are neutral patterns, awaiting the voice of one who knows the law. When you speak with authority, the amounts must bend. The flow must shift. The alignment must lock in. But not from stress, not from desperation, from certainty, from identity, from spiritual rhythm. So let's speak the formula again, with the fullness of divine remembrance. I see it, I speak it, I receive it. Again, I see it, I speak it, I receive it. This is how numbers move. This is how wealth appears. This is how jackpots manifest, not by chance, but by decree. Let your numbers bow to your mouth. Let your digits reflect your divinity. Let your subconscious rehearse so often that when the paper arrives, you are not shocked. You are serene, because you already saw it. You already spoke it. And now, by law, you must receive it. And so it is. There are people praying for wealth who are still wired for survival. They speak overflow with their mouths, but in the quiet of their subconscious, they are only prepared to receive just enough. Just enough to cover the bill. Just enough to make rent. Just enough to last the month. This is not faith. It is the residue of a spiritual contract you never meant to sign. Somewhere along the way, whether through family, religion, hardship, or fear, you were taught to make peace with crumbs. You were trained to expect lack. And even as you affirm prosperity, that old script runs beneath the surface, pulling you back like a magnet to modesty, to playing small, to financial emergency as your default state. But today, we cancel the inner vow of just enough. Say it now. I cancel the inner vow of just enough. Again, louder and more final. I cancel the inner vow of just enough. You did not make that vow from truth. You made it from trauma. You did not agree to it from spirit. You inherited it through fear. But you are not obligated to uphold unconscious contracts that contradict divine law. The God within you is not a God of survival. It is a God of lavish, immediate, and tailored supply. The kingdom you speak of is not barely getting by. It is overflowing, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Now visualize. See it not as fantasy, but as spiritual memory restored. You are standing in the center of your prepared life. The numbers have landed. The wealth has been deposited. It was not a mistake. It was not a fluke. You are not overwhelmed. You are ready. Your bills are already tracked and paid in advance. Your home is structured for peace, not panic. Your bank accounts are spacious. Your calendar is clear of hustle. You are not waiting for supply to show up. You are managing it with ease and dignity because you planned for overflow, because you expected it, because you deleted the poverty setup and installed a new internal structure, one that no longer rehearses disaster but repeats divine sufficiency as a way of being. And this is the pattern you must now speak into place. Say, I replace the survival program with a prosperity pattern. Say, I install a new default. Overflow is normal to me. Let your nervous system hear it again and again until it stops bracing for collapse and starts anticipating increase. You are not the emergency fund. You are not the family fixer. You are not the crisis accountant who saves everyone from lack. You are the spiritual inheritor of divine wealth, and your setup must match your destiny. Delete the old triggers. Rewrite the base code. Cancel the subconscious vow that equates safety with smallness. You are not here to survive. You are here to circulate. You are not here to get by. You are here to demonstrate. You are not here to manage little. You are here to magnify law. Say it one more time for your soul to remember. I cancel the inner vow of just enough. I replace survival with spiritual overflow. I now walk in the pattern of prosperity. And so it is. Wealth is not lost. Wealth is not confused. Wealth is not hiding behind a cosmic curtain waiting for some lucky soul to stumble upon it. Wealth is waiting, patiently, powerfully, obediently, for your voice, not your struggle, not your effort, not your resume, not your frantic journaling at midnight. Wealth is waiting for your decree. It is waiting for you to stop requesting and start commanding. It is waiting for you to stop flirting with the idea of abundance and start speaking like the one who governs it. Heaven is not holding anything back from you. You are the only one who can release the floodgates with your word. But you must decide, not lightly, not passively, with total clarity, with spiritual fire, with irrevocable certainty. Say it now, not as a wish, but as a holy verdict. I am the one. I allow the wealth. Again, louder, clearer, slower. I am the one. I allow the wealth. Not someone else. Not some future version of you. Not some cleaner, more disciplined, more deserving version. You, as you are, right now. With the voice you have, the faith you hold, the divine spark already within you. You are not trying to qualify for prosperity. You are not earning entry into abundance. You are remembering what was always yours, and with that remembrance comes access. Now let us go deeper. Let us confront the fear you have not named aloud, that fear of too much, too fast, the fear that the wealth you desire might arrive and ruin you, that it might make you greedy, that it might alienate your family, that it might expose your weakness, that it might destabilize your world. I tell you plainly that fear is not wisdom. It is a program of limitation disguised as maturity. It is a clever lie pretending to protect you, when in truth it is blocking the very thing your soul has been crying out for. Wealth does not corrupt the worthy. Overflow does not destroy the aligned. Sudden increase only magnifies what is already inside. And if you have been trained in law, then what it will magnify is divine order, sacred stewardship, and multiplied joy. Say this now with boldness, like you are canceling the curse your lineage handed you. I no longer block what is mine. Again, I no longer block what is mine. You are not fragile. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are more prepared than you know. And the only thing stopping the surge is the belief that you must tiptoe into it. You do not. You must speak, step forward, and receive. You must drop the mental gymnastics, the spiritual modesty, the energetic breaks, because the law does not wait for you to feel safe. It waits for you to feel certain, and certainty is born in the moment of your decree. So stand up in your spirit and speak as one who has returned to their throne. I am the one. I allow the wealth. I no longer block what is mine. I am ready for too much. I am ready for overflow. And I receive it all now by law, by right, by word. And so it is. Let the mind be still. Let the tongue become flame. Let the subconscious receive the rhythm of truth. This is not repetition for memory. This is reprogramming for demonstration. Each phrase you are about to speak is a chisel against the stone of old belief, a hammer against the wall of inherited lack. The world may have told you that wealth is rare, that overflow is a risk, that sudden abundance belongs to the few. But we are not of the world. We are of the Word, and where the Word is spoken with authority, reality reshapes to obey it. Say now, without hesitation or apology, Spirit multiplies through me instantly. Again, Spirit multiplies through me instantly. You are not the source of wealth. You are the open channel. The law does not delay. Spirit does not require paperwork. The multiplication begins the moment you remove resistance. It does not need time. It needs trust. It does not require a plan. It requires a vessel, and that vessel is your voice. Let it be known in your being. Spirit multiplies through me instantly. Step now into the rhythm of ease, not striving, not struggle. Say, large sums arrive with ease. Let your body hear it. Let your bank account anticipate it. Let your aura adjust to it. Large sums arrive with ease. You are no longer addicted to hard money. You are no longer proving your worth through exhaustion. You are no longer earning by effort. You are receiving by alignment. You do not hustle for crumbs. You declare for overflow. You do not work for supply. You walk in favor. Again, large sums arrive with ease. Let the next phrase become a pattern burned into your cells. Wealth chooses me repeatedly. You are not a one-time miracle. You are not a random selection. You are not a brief exception to the rule. You are the rule. You are the rhythm. You are the match. You are not passed over. You are picked again and again. Speak it with finality. Wealth chooses me repeatedly. You are the magnet. You are the vessel. You are the voice it responds to, and it has already begun. Now for the final line in this round, the line that seals this cycle, the sentence that bridges the invisible and the visible. I have already won in the invisible. Say it and feel the atmosphere bend. I have already won in the invisible. You are not hoping for the win. You are announcing its translation into form. You are not waiting to see if the miracle comes. You are commanding it to appear because you already secured it in spirit. The moment you spoke, the law moved. The moment you aligned, the result became inevitable. I have already won in the invisible. And now it must be made manifest. And so it is. If your spirit has been stirred, if something ancient in you has broken, if you no longer tremble at the thought of overflow but welcome it with open arms and a steady soul, then do not let this moment pass in silence. Mark it with your mouth. Anchor it with your declaration. What you do in this moment tells the law that you are not just listening, not just inspired, but ready to walk in rhythm with spiritual magnetism. Let your fingers become the pen of spirit, writing your new identity into the public square of consciousness. Speak not as one trying to believe, but as one who has remembered. Say this now in the comments, not as ritual, but as reversal. I no longer fear sudden wealth. Again, I no longer fear sudden wealth. Let those words be a blade through every inherited fear. Let them dissolve the nervous anticipation, the silent sabotage, the secret hesitation. You were never meant to fear abundance. You were born to command it. And every comment becomes a stone in the temple you're building, a temple of faith, of readiness, of divine reception. And if your soul has found sanctuary here, if your mind has been recalibrated, if your atmosphere has shifted, if your voice has grown louder in truth, subscribe not to a channel, but to a current. Stay connected not to content, but to covenant. This is not entertainment. This is alignment. This is law remembered, fire restored, destiny spoken back into being. Subscribe to stay near the current. Subscribe to stay in divine magnetism. Subscribe so your word never goes silent again. And so it is. There is a vibration more powerful than effort, more magnetic than hustle, more precise than planning. It is the vibration of yes, not the hesitant yes of hoping, not the desperate yes of begging, but the holy yes of recognition, the yes that comes from the soul that already knows the prayer has been answered, the supply has been dispatched, the word has already taken form in the invisible and is now finding its path into matter. This yes does not come from strategy. It comes from certainty. And the moment you vibrate with that certainty, the moment you stop asking if and start aligning as already, the law begins to accelerate what you've dared to decree. This is the law of vibration, paired with the law of recognition. Together, they become the energy that creates rapid demonstration. Vibration says, I am the match for what I speak. Recognition says, I already have what I asked for. And when the two laws meet, the effect is undeniable. Scripture says, ask and it is given. Not because of your tone, not because of your performance, not because of your worthiness, but because of the unbreakable covenant between the request and the response. Ask and it is given. Declare and it is done. Speak and it becomes. But here is the key. The giving is instantaneous in spirit. It only waits for your vibration to recognize what's already yours. Can you live as the one who is already received? Can you rise tomorrow with the energy of fulfillment instead of frustration? Can you walk into the grocery store, the bank, the meeting, the stillness of your own room with the posture of answered prayer? The moment you do, the universe will move to confirm what you've already claimed. You don't wait for evidence to celebrate. You celebrate to become the evidence. You don't wait for the breakthrough to believe. You believe, and so the breakthrough has no choice but to arrive. Close your eyes now. Breathe deeply. Step into the visualization of yes. You are living post-miracle. The money has come. The problem has reversed. The impossible has become your new normal. And you are not surprised. You are not overwhelmed. You are certain. You are calm. You are walking through your day with the grace of one who knew all along. People ask how you did it, and you simply smile because there is no performance here, just law, just vibration, just divine recognition of what was always yours. Now say aloud, I vibrate at the frequency of answered prayer. I recognize my wealth before it arrives. I am the yes the law responds to. Again, I am the yes the law responds to. Let it settle into your being like a decree already fulfilled. And so it is. There is a lie that has stolen more dreams than failure ever could. A lie so smooth it wears the mask of patience, so polite it feels like virtue, so subtle it sneaks into your affirmations and lodges itself in your voice. It's coming. You speak it with hope. You dress it in faith. But it is still a delay. It is still a postponement. It is still a vibration of distance. And the law does not deliver what is coming. The law delivers what is here. The universe does not respond to the promise of readiness. It responds to the embodiment of it. So now I give you the formula that ends the delay and opens the floodgate. It's not coming. It is here. Say it aloud and let your body catch up. It's not coming. It is here. That sentence holds a frequency that cracks the old timelines wide open. It tells the law you are no longer rehearsing preparation. It tells the subconscious, stop looking for evidence, create it. It tells God, you have already moved, and I am no longer resisting it by pretending to wait. You are not the one knocking. You are the one the door was opened for. And now it is time to walk through. Feel your breath. Not the shallow inhale of waiting, not the clenched ribs of maybe. Feel the breath of a winner, the breath of one who no longer negotiates with circumstances, the breath of someone who wakes up in the miracle, not chasing it. Let your shoulders shift. Let your spine lift. Let your face soften into the peace of arrival. Not someday, not next month. Now you must become a living manifestation of answered prayer. Not just in word, but in posture. How would you walk today if it were already done? How would you speak to your bank? How would you hold yourself in silence? How would you respond to the unexpected if nothing was missing? This is the command: replace hope with embodiment. Hope is useful for the wounded, but you are no longer broken. Hope is necessary for the beginner, but you are no longer a novice. Hope was the bridge, but now you must cross it and become what you used to reach for. Stop saying, one day I will be the one who receives. Start declaring, I am the one wealth arrives for now. Say it with your body. Say it with your tone. Say it with your choices. You cannot embody the winner and cling to the timeline of almost. It's not enough to want. You must walk it. So speak it again, not just from your mind, but from the place in you that already lives there. It's not coming. It is here. Again, firmer, louder. It's not coming. It is here. Let that phrase interrupt every thought of delay. Let it pierce through the trance of hoping. Let it override the programming of waiting. You are not in the hallway anymore. You are in the room, and the wealth that matches your word is not preparing to arrive. It is present, available, and waiting for your final yes. So step in, speak up, and walk like it's already yours. Because it is. And so it is. You cannot speak like royalty and walk like a beggar. You cannot decree overflow and dress in delay. You cannot ask for millions and carry yourself like someone still trying to prove they deserve $1. This is not about vanity. This is about vibrational accuracy. The law responds not to your wish, but to your witness. And what is a witness? It is the visible, felt, energetic evidence that you already believe what you said. You cannot just say you are wealthy. You must look, walk, breathe, decide, and respond as one whose reality already reflects it in the invisible. You do not need to see the number in the account to start calibrating to its arrival. You start now, not as performance, as pattern. You must become the answer before it appears. Say this aloud and let the rhythm rewrite you. I dress, walk, and speak from wealth now. Again, I dress, walk, and speak from wealth now. You are not pretending. You are preparing. You are not faking. You are forming. You are aligning your outer shell with your inner decree. You are commanding your nervous system to let go of the identity of lack. You are telling your environment, match me now. No more mismatched frequency. No more speaking wealth and embodying worry. No more affirming riches and radiating fear. Every inch of you must say yes to what you claimed. Picture it clearly. A check is in your hand, larger than anything you've ever seen, not in a dream, not in the future. Now it has arrived, and you are not panicked. You are not spinning, you are still. Your spine is straight, your breath is deep, your eyes are soft. You are not clenching, not guarding, not overthinking. You are holding it like it was always meant to be there, because it was. You're not shocked, you're not blessed and confused. You're ready, not hyped, not hysterical, grounded, grateful, certain. This is the posture of one who understands law. This is the walk of one who is not surprised by answered prayer. Let your clothing reflect the way you want to feel. Let your speech carry the calm of those who no longer beg. Let your movement be unhurried. Let your decisions be free from desperation. Stop explaining your lack. Stop defending your delay. Stop hiding your desire. Look like what you've asked for, not for the world's approval, but for vibrational alignment. When you match the wealth inwardly, the law must reflect it outwardly. This is stewardship. This is maturity. This is walking as the demonstration, not the question mark. Say it once more, like it's already done. I dress, walk, and speak from wealth now. Again, I dress, walk, and speak from wealth now. You are not waiting for permission. You are not asking for proof. You are not playing spiritual dress-up. You are declaring to your entire being, I am the one. I live in wealth now. I carry it with poise, with grace, with divine stability. I walk in the manner of those who know they are chosen, and I allow the world to catch up to my word. And so it is. There is a difference between believing that wealth is possible and knowing that you are the chosen vessel through which it must arrive. You have spent enough time admiring other people's blessings, nodding politely at the overflow of others while wondering if God somehow skipped your name in the divine registry of abundance. But I speak to you now, not as a stranger to truth, but as the chosen channel. I speak to the part of you that already knows you were not born to scrape and survive. You were born to demonstrate divine circulation. You were born to speak and watch matter obey. This is your moment to reject the final lie, the lie that says someone else is more aligned, more spiritual, more worthy, more ready. You must speak over the voice of shame that tells you you're too late, the voice of guilt that whispers you didn't earn it, the voice of disbelief that pretends you're too broken. These voices are not law. They are ghosts of a self that no longer lives here, and it's time for them to leave. Say it now with full authority. I am the winning channel God trusts with wealth. Again, as a hammer blow against every lingering shadow. I am the winning channel God trusts with wealth. You are not luck. You are not chance. You are not the backup option. You are the strategy. You are the delivery system. You are the divine vessel. And the money, the ideas, the opportunities, the windfalls, they are not coming to you. They are coming through you, because Spirit trusts you to carry it well, to multiply it, to speak from it, to shine in it. Let this be the day your old identity dies, the version of you that doubted, that disqualified, that delayed. Let this be the hour where you say enough. Enough watching from the sidelines. Enough praising others while hiding your light. Enough deferring your demonstration. You are the one. And the law is listening. You do not need permission. You only need to speak as the chosen one. So here is your challenge. Stand up inside. Speak out loud. Let every cell in your body hear you say it. I am the winning channel God trusts with wealth. Once more, no echo of hesitation. I am the winning channel God trusts with wealth. This is not just a phrase. This is a contract, a throne, a key, and you've just turned it. The vaults are already responding, and so it is. Let the breath deepen now. Let the tongue take its sacred role again. Let the body become a vessel not of worry, but of word. You are not here to wish. You are not here to beg. You are not here to hope for luck from a reluctant heaven. You are here to activate law through sound. You are here to train every cell in your body to respond to your speech as command. This is the temple of rhythm where declarations become structures, where vibrations become vessels, where repetition becomes reality. Do not say these words for comfort. Say them as commandments. Say them as keys. Begin. My wealth is seen, safe, and spiritual. Again, my wealth is seen, safe, and spiritual. You are no longer afraid of being visible. You are no longer hiding in the shadows of modesty or shrinking from the glare of overflow. Your wealth is not at risk. It is not exposed to theft or collapse. It is held by spirit, guarded by law, multiplied by divine rhythm. You are not scrambling to protect it. You are stewarding it with grace. Let this be the atmosphere you live in. My wealth is seen, safe, and spiritual. Now step into preparedness. Let your tone shift from hope to certainty. Say, I am prepared for the win I have spoken. Again, with poise and power, I am prepared for the win I have spoken. You are no longer speaking without readiness. You are no longer affirming what you fear. You are no longer declaring and then doubting. You are stable. You are grounded. You are ready in mind, posture, structure, soul. The check can arrive now and find you ready. The blessing can land today and find no resistance. I am prepared for the win I have spoken. Now correct every lie that told you divine reward is slow. Break the false patience of poverty thinking. Speak. There is no delay in divine reward. Again, firmer. There is no delay in divine reward. Time is not the obstacle. Belief is. Spirit is not withholding. Spirit is not measuring and stalling and teasing. Spirit moves at the speed of yes, and your yes has already been declared. The delay was an illusion. The wait was only mental. The reward is ready the moment you are. Say it again. There is no delay in divine reward. And now, let this final line settle over you like oil, like law, like a seal pressed into wax. The wealth I spoke is arriving now. Not tomorrow. Not after you try harder. Not when you feel more worthy. Now, because your speech is law, because your vessel is open, because your vibration is aligned, because you have become the channel. Again, the wealth I spoke is arriving now. And so it must. And so it is. Do you receive it? Not as a pleasant idea, not as a nice moment of inspiration before you scroll away, but as law, as decree, as unshakable truth that has now taken root in the soil of your soul. Do you receive the reality that you are no longer waiting, no longer hoping, no longer deferring your demonstration to a better day or a more worthy version of yourself? Do you receive that the vault has already opened, that the numbers have already aligned, that the spoken word has already done what the world told you was impossible? This is not about excitement. This is about alignment. This is about stepping into full agreement with the divine system that never fails. So I ask again, not to fill space, but to confront every part of you that still wavers. Do you receive it? Then let heaven and earth witness your response. Let the scroll of this moment be marked by your decree. Comment it below, not for me, but for the activation of your own soul. I am the winning word. Say it aloud first, then write it in digital stone. I am the winning word. And if you've been fed by this flame, stay near the fire. Subscribe not for content, but for covenant. Return here not for curiosity, but for continuation. Because this isn't just a video. This is your vault, and every time you press play, you return to your throne. And so it is. Now we return, not to repeat, but to reign. We return to the center of all we've spoken, all we've declared, all we've now embodied. Not to review, but to rule. This is the place where the spiral completes, where the echo becomes thunder, where the seed becomes substance. You have not been listening passively. You have been building, layer by layer, law by law, line by line, a new energetic architecture inside your soul. This is not positive thinking. This is divine construction. And now, as this activation reaches its final arc, it is time to seal it, not softly, not politely, but with the boldness of one who understands that spoken law is sovereign law. Let us review, not mentally, but with spiritual fire. What moves the miracle? Law. What activates the law? Voice. What gives the voice its power? Certainty. What ends the delay? Declaration. What changes the number, the pattern, the sequence? You. Not the odds, not the machine, not the clock. You, standing as the Word made flesh, speaking wealth into form because you have finally remembered who you are. So speak now, not for memory, but for manifestation. Say, "My voice wins." Again, "My voice wins." Not just once, not occasionally, not when the mood is right, always. Your voice is the thread between invisible and visible. Your voice is the vibration that reorders reality. Your voice is not noise. It is a command system. You are no longer hoping for winning conditions. You speak them into existence. Say it until the earth hears you. My voice wins. Now speak the impact. Speak the arrival. Say, "My word lands." Again, "My word lands." It does not evaporate. It does not bounce off the sky. It does not float unanswered. It goes out, finds its match, and forms what I have said. Like lightning seeking the earth, like a key finding its lock, like a seed finding fertile soil, my word does not miss. My word lands. It lands in bank accounts. It lands in inboxes. It lands in contracts. It lands in real-world outcomes that prove law is not fantasy, it is fact. And now, for the final decree. The one that rolls back all resistance. The one that completes the loop. The one that Spirit has been waiting for since you first whispered, "What if?" Say it with the full weight of all you now know. The spiritual jackpot is mine now. Again, deeper. The spiritual jackpot is mine now. It is not pending. It is not under review. It is not on delay. It is mine. Now, because I have matched it in tone, I have prepared the inner structure. I have erased the lie of unworthiness. I have replaced luck with law. I have made peace with overflow. I have married abundance. I have ended the game of someday. I have spoken as the chosen. And now, by divine sequence and spiritual decree, the vault opens, the flood flows, the answer lands. The spiritual jackpot is mine now. Let that final line resound in your cells. Let it become the rhythm of your rising. Let it echo in your sleep, in your breath, in your decisions. Let every room you enter recognize the sound of someone who has already won. You are not the seeker anymore. You are the source. You are the formula. You are the manifestation walking. Say it one last time. My voice wins. My word lands. The spiritual jackpot is mine now. And so it is, forever.